Yo, greetings. I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And
let's play a game together.
Alrighty. We have appeared in the place, and these bodies must be more subtle than the one I'm used to. My flash of distress is not unnoticed.
Are you alright?
It's hard to say. Other than the feelings I get when I look around, there's no sensation. It feels like he could slip away. But if you have no sensation, does it also feel like maybe you could slip away?
He could leave. What about you, honey?
It feels like I'm not even here.
So part of me wants to be like, so you're in a, what do they call them? The chamber where they make it so you can't...
Sensory deprivation chamber.
I love where people are like, yeah, those are great. And I'm like, I've heard some people have panic attacks.
They're terrified.
They freak out.
It depends on how you interact with your senses.
It's true.
It does. We're here to ask questions.
I say
Muriel, I'm not actually asking questions. I'm just rolling the stones again and again because I'm grumpy, and because it's a tick at this point. It's a stim.
So that was it was an excuse, basically, is what we're saying now from the last one, where he was like, I need to go ask some questions because he was doing his own thing, and it was like, actually, what I need to do is I need to go stim, but that's the only way I'm allowed to stim.
Maybe, or he needed to go ask some questions, and then Asra was like, I need you to do this, and he's like, well, fuck, I can't do anything for me now.
Thanks, I'm going to stem harder.
And not even I'm going to ask you to do this, just you are going... He can do this!
He's going to do this thing!
He'll keep watch. He can keep watch.
Sigh.
We're here to ask questions.
Yes, we are going to ask the communicator of all magical knowledge, the bridge between humanity and the infinite. That is a way to describe the magician.
Right.
I'm sorry.
The magician is all magical knowledge, period.
Especially when they're complete shit and incredibly sideways in regards to answering questions.
Indirect? Ultimate indirect?
I'm like, how does... They are the ultimate in this thing. Are you sure they're telling the truth?
Are you sure?
Since they're not really straight with you anyway.
Do you actually know what they're telling you at all? Well, yes, because I kin them. So I understand perfectly what they're saying, but they are mysterious and vague. But I understand.
And unknowable and like the sea. Asra.
So do you know them or not know them? What?
In the infinite. The magician. I wonder what form they're going to take to meet you.
What do they normally look like? And then I'll know whether or not to be surprised.
I love what people do. They're like, I wonder what this is going to be. Well, what do they normally look like?
What have you seen before? They show up and you're like, wow, it's a dragon in a mesh top. And you're like, compared to her. Now let's talk to them and never talk about this ever again. What have you seen before?
Well, the thing is I've actually heard, the reason I also point out this line is because it's a very common line, but weirdly enough, nobody ever goes, so what has it been before then? Mm-hmm. Because people go, I wonder this thing.
And occasionally...
What am I supposed to be then looking for?
Once in a while, though, they will say, they'll be like, normally they are a large desert cat.
Uh-huh.
And then you suddenly get like, a lizard or a barrel of stars or a snake made of hands.
Or you have a wandering cactus, or something.
Uh-huh.
Now, then going to take to meet you.
The magician, the card with a picture on it that is painted and looks like one thing. Sorry. No, the voice I listened to when I pulled the card, because the cards can't appear here.
Ah, they're here.
You look a little stressed out about it. There is a palm tree swooning in a half-moon curve just ahead that catches my eye. They have appeared as a palm tree. Swooning. Interesting. The palm tree isn't bending, it's swooning. But remember, a swoon is a faint.
Uh-huh.
We looked up swoon in Julian's route because we both of us think this is fainting, and it is. It's totally passing out, falling completely down. So swooning would mean it is moving towards the falling flat.
Uh-huh. I was about to say, the palm tree is falling, is like going to hit the ground.
It's going to lay down flat.
In here in a second. Like, swooning is an active process. It's not a stilted,
I swooned into a half moon. You passed out standing up halfway?
Huh?
Curved and bent over a little. Like a robot that's lost power.
Which would make more sense in that case, because that's as far as robots could go if it was designed to do that.
If center of gravity stays with feet on the ground.
Because you don't know how much that thing is top heavy or not.
Not at all. Right. My eye. Deep indigo footprints move down in a winding path down the trunk. Across the sand, we stop under its swaying fronds.
What?
Wait. The footprints move, but we stop. We weren't moving.
What? What?
Are they our footprints? Also, how far away is this tree? We can see these things, but also the beach looks indigo, but the beach is supposed to be purple, but
No, it's supposed to be pink.
Oh, pink,
It's
sorry.
even worse.
It's supposed to be pink.
It's supposed to be pink.
But we
Pink
stop
is
under...
Pink over here. Indigo over
I
here.
see this thing. I see footprints moving on this thing. We stop. We weren't moving. We had just gotten out of the water.
Yeah, we were just looking at stuff.
But also,
The
you're
only thing
describing...
again that I have in here is this is the Arcana. Somehow we're over there, and somehow we're watching, and somehow we're standing.
Somehow we're standing and
stopping.
moving at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
we're
I
not-
don't know what to do.
The figure that appears like pigment in water is one I recognize immediately. Honestly, okay, I don't know if you've seen those videos where it's basically a visual stim where they do and they just drop dye into water and it just swirls and they do it like super slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really pretty, but imagine like a person just swirling into existence the way that does and spreads slowly. That'd be very interesting.
That sounds awesome. You'd
be
be
wild.
like, never move.
Uh-huh.
Since this is...
Do I remember this one? Didn't you do this one? No, I think I did do them.
I think actually we might have picked people sort of based on who was the patron of, basically. So like you did, the
Right.
Empress,
So
or
I
the
did.
priestess or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think you would do the fox because
I would
of
do the
Asra,
fox,
yeah,
but yeah, so
because you're doing Asra.
you might have done the fox once or twice because we weren't really sure
We hadn't
about this.
decided yet.
Yeah, but I think it's fine with what we have now.
Go for it.
Asra, you're back so soon.
Mm.
Yeah, Pep, thank you.
They look just like the cart. So this must be the way they usually appear, since that is how Asra rendered them on the cart. I wanted to say painted, but I don't think they are painted.
Right.
When their fathomless gaze falls on me, I feel the spark of interest. I definitely am looking at their eyes a lot, I guess.
And the cool. Do you recognize my voice?
I feel the answer come from my heart, not my ears. Yes, I've heard it many times, though never in words.
I love the white eyebrows.
They're very cute.
They're so fascinating. Like, I didn't actually realize before that they were white. I would have imagined that they would have been, more like brown colored, like dark brown. But the white is very interesting.
I mean, it matches the ear tufts.
Yeah, but like...
I also think it's
that-
really
that-
funny. Okay, consistent themes. I'm going to point this out. I have mentioned before that the Arcana people art is very cleavage heavy. Like, everyone has boobs showing.
Yes.
Like, the
Equal
boys, the
opportunity
girls,
titties.
everybody, all of the titties are showing. And I love that even though I'm fluffy, the fur gets so much thinner so you can see the titties. It's really important. I have a ruff, I have a mane, and a nice, smooth, thin coat so you can see,
My
probably if I
titty.
took this off, my marvelous abs.
Yes.
Yes.
Most likely.
Very important. Never in words?
There's an entity manifesting at the palace. We thought we have questions. It answers you seek. If it answers you seek, you're at the wrong place. If it's more questions, come with me.
I'm going to tell you nothing.
Yeah, my shit.
The magician peels back some invisible ripple.
How do you know it's a ripple?
I was like, one, how do you peel back a ripple? What does a ripple look like when it's visible? Because a ripple is a function, not it's an action. It's a verb, not a noun.
You'd be like, it pulls back a ripple of air, but it's invisible, so you can't pull back anything because it's not a ripple. A ripple is a...
The ripple is a modifier.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Like the water
What?
ripples, the cloth ripples, the air ripples. You don't just have a ripple by itself. The frosting even ripples. But
yeah.
Anyway.
An invisible ripple of air, which
Well,
you shouldn't be able to see anyway,
apparently-
because you can't say if it's a ripple or not.
If we're saying this is a modifier, we're saying invisible is the thing. So invisible is an object, and the object is rippling. The invisible is rippling.
The invisible.
And
That
then
does
they
sound like
pull
an
back
edgy.
The invisible
Does sound pretty edgy.
steps inside as a tent fades into existence around the swaying fold.
Which is invisible.
The swaying fold of invisible. Asra and I are left outside. I can hardly restrain myself from something. I don't know what I'm restraining myself about. From talking, from asking questions, from saying yes to the answer.
From running away?
That they asked, from leaving.
From going
from
hot fox? From
going,
what?
Asra, why is the fox attractive too? I have never before thought anyone else was attractive but you.
You.
And now I am a little confused. Also, from running into the tent like a child, staring at everything. What am I restraining myself
Yeah, what are
from?
we talking about?
That's the magician. From the card.
I can barely restrain myself from blurting everything out.
From saying,
That's the magician!
You know
from the card!
Asra, you wondered what they would look like. It's just like the card.
Try not to get too starstruck. They love to play tricks. Especially on new blood.
I am kind of young, so maybe?
Maybe.
Removing a ripple of invisible is a little tricky on its own. I would like to think I'm not one to be easily tricked. Asra has a private smile as I throw back the curtain.
Okay, if it's a private smile, you can't see it.
No.
So private and secret, they are not things that other people usually access or see.
However, someone can be basically, that they can be describing that I don't know what this smile means, so I say private or secret because I don't know what the emotion of the smile is.
The first time...
It's not awry, it's not,
Also, we're
sincere,
stepping
it's
forward.
not amused.
We're not even looking at him.
Okay.
We're opening the thing and going in there, and we're staring at and now he has a private smile. I see this out of the corner of my eye. Asra going...
Grabs the curtain of invisible, looks at Asra, flings it aside and walks in, still looking at Asra. I don't even look where I'm going, it's fine.
Hey, it's fine, we're gonna trip.
Into... The first thing I notice is darkness. The familiar shapes and colors as they bloom out of the shadows.
In
is
darkness.
it the shop? Oh, look, it's the shop!
Yay!
That is correct! It's the only place I know, so I knew that's where it would be.
Perfect!
It's the back room of the shop. When did we... Oh, this isn't really the shop. It's like Inception. Going, we're sitting here, we're talking, going, okay, but how did we get here?
Right.
Wait, this is a dream! I fucking loved that scene so much.
Yeah.
It was great. Not really the shop. There's no familiar scent of dried flowers because my senses are still deprived, my senses. Tea, incense. I wonder if there's any familiar sounds. Like maybe a crackling fire, or if there's wind outside, or the bustle of the market, which is nearby, anything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the colors still seem rich, so I'm not visually deprived of senses. Which senses are deprived? My tactile sense is very deprived. So I'm thinking smell and touch are the ones that are deprived.
Probably taste.
Probably taste, but I don't think I've tried to taste anything.
Asra, hold still.
Hang on, grabs Astra's sleeve. Can I taste it? Astra, I need to know. Grabs his face, licks the side of his cheek. No, I cannot taste you. It's so sad.
No, Asra.
If I kiss you, I would not taste it. No.
Asra, that's probably a good thing. We are still sweating.
We can't. There is no skin in here. Right?
Well, if you think of yourself as you are still sweaty, you're probably still
mostly
sweaty.
naked, though. Okay, maybe I could get dressed in the fake shop.
You can. Looks at the magician. Can I put on some clothes?
Looks at Asra. Are there maybe clothes?
Can I go stairs
in here
to the nut shop and get on clothes?
Can I maybe, if this is a replica of the shop, would maybe my clothes be upstairs?
Uh-huh.
And I could put on something less revealing? Less sort of...
out there.
Just
where, the Arcana is just going, not here for that, darling.
I'm surprised that you come...
Asra, you come bearing so many naked apprentices.
A half naked apprentice, amazing. Very, very scintillating. How exciting.
How sensual.
Yes, it's very sensual. We must be dignified here. They're not naked, they're nude.
Naked is for babies, nude is for artistic models.
Yes, nude is on purpose as an adult.
Uh-huh.
All right, they're not nakedists, they're nudists. Okay. I settle onto one of the well-worn velvet stools. Asra is sitting across from me. He did not sit, he's just here. And the magician sits between us to form a triangle, shuffling a deck of cards. There is no between you on a circular table if you are across from each other. It just sits to like your left and your right.
Uh-huh.
Making a triangle means it's not between you because that would be a line. It's okay. He is definitely making it so we cannot reach around the table and hold hands.
Oh, if you reach across, you could.
Right? Shuffling the deck of cards.
There's an entity manifesting at the palace. That's vague, isn't it?
Hi, Asra is very vague. It's usually his entire brand.
Is it something you've never seen before? Actually, we have seen them, at least in...
Well, I was to say, something I've never seen
prologue.
before. It depends on when you say never, where do you mean? because since I've seen it 3 times now, at least, I think only 3 though, then I would have seen it before the last time, and before the time before that, but not before that.
I guess?
So no, until recently.
Why do none of you use descriptors? I do not
You
comprehend.
don't use descriptors?
What? It's Lucio.
Oh, it's something he's seen before, because Lucio has always been a
Manifesting?
goatsman.
Manifesting!
The apprentice going, he looked like that when he was alive too, because I know no difference.
I guess I didn't know anything else.
The ruler of this area was just a goatman.
Well, the only time that I ever was offered contrast was when I was in his room. I didn't probably pap the groin in the way that Nerd did.
Nerd is so short.
I reached up to touch the thing! Nerd. That was the fucking funniest.
The prologue for Julian's Route is hilarious.
I loved that thing.
But like, there's some really good art done by my friend Scandal here. Like, some of it is, a lot of it's chibis, but it's like really quality chibis. And like the picture with Nerd being very skeptical
while their hand is being dragged towards Lucio's crotch.
because that's what was described in the scene. It's amazing.
Yeah, it was very fun. It's Lucio. Lucio appeared before you. You don't trust appearances, do you, Asra? Looking like Lucio is easy.
Oh, it's okay. He doesn't look like Lucio. I've seen the portrait. He wasn't as goaty. Less good. Maybe like 80% less good.
It doesn't look like him. But No, it's him.
It feels like him, but not when you touch it. Just in your heart.
In your heart.
In your
In my
mind.
jellies.
In your intuition.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What I know is him.
The magician's honey gaze.
Wow.
But it's really
sultry.
The thing is,
You're really like, oh,
I call
you're
it
kind of hot. Hello?
a honey gaze, but their eyes are bright pink.
So they're a little bit more like the Arcanist in Flight Rising.
They really are. Yes.
Yes.
It's okay. They have the heart of the Arcana at their core. But the thing is just going, honey gaze usually does suggest a level of like sensuality and like I'm attracted to you, and they are being either flirty or directly like intimate and sexy. Like, yeah, someone's okay.
Yeah, I like honey.
Unless you're talking about the color of their eyes. And then if you know the character has amber eyes, and the person refers to it in many contexts as being honey and amber and like sunshine and that kind of thing, then it's not the same thing as a honey gaze.
Yeah.
Slides over to me. They stop shuffling and spread the cards before me. Pick one. This is how you read the tarot.
Yes. We saw it. You saw it too, Kohai.
Maybe honey is pink around here.
If this creature doesn't look like Lucio, what does it look like?
Oh. A goat, the devil. If I'd seen the devil card, I would not say the devil.
I mean, I might say it looks kind of like the devil, because that's pretty akin to the devil, honestly.
But we haven't got a really clear look at it. We've just gotten white goat all the time. We've seen it like vaguely drifting through the hall.
Remember how in the prologue we did actually have a whole conversation with Lucio? That's what I'm saying. We have actually
in the hall, we've
seen
it.
him.
I don't know. To me, the devil looks really different, but also it doesn't look like a goat because it looks like a person. So probably the devil then. Because I would not look at a person like an anthro standing on 2 legs and say a goat. I would not say they look like a goat. Unless they're not a furry convention, and then you're describing fursuits all around, and you're not going to say a furry goat, a fursuit goat. You're just going to say goat because you're in that context. But in here, everybody's people, so we aren't in that context. So you're right. The devil would make more sense because a goat is a critter on 4 legs.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Like, you could make arguments, I think, really for both of them, because it does make sense. We're also like, what, the white goat thing?
Yeah, it's also thing, but not a goat.
But also, again, that everybody just assumes that then you're just going to keep that in your brain for forever, especially when, again, like we pointed out, where Astra's like, oh, this thing with Lucio, and we're like, we've literally been given no conversation after we met the goat, after we met Lucio, inside, the prologue, to keep track of him. And then they're all just assuming that, oh, you know who that is. And I'm like, just because they introduce themselves and it kind of reminds you it doesn't mean anything.
It's also like when we vaguely say entity and then he's like Lucio and we just don't question it all. Yeah, or the goat.
It's just weird.
It's the devil, it's fine. The devil.
The devil. Which one?
Kohai, starstruck, sparkly eyes. There's more than one.
What?
Looks at Asra. Is there more than one? You didn't put them all in the deck?
What?
3 cards are laid before me because it's dream, and I didn't ever choose one, and the deck was never taken away. It is just now 3 cards laid before me. The magician beckons for me to flip a card.
But not the whole thing, because a 3-card... We're not doing a...
We're not doing a 3-card reading. We're doing a 1-card reading selected from 3. Though usually 1-card reading from the people that I've seen do tarot, it's pulled from the deck.
Yes.
Not from a selection of 3.
Nope,
now,
not even slightly.
Now you can do setups. There are different setups for reading a tarot read. But as far as I know, when you deal a setup, you look at all the cards. You don't leave some of them unfaced.
Nope, they're all actually important.
Now here would be a question. If any of you have played this, and you've done this scene, and you've picked a card, I want to know if it's always the same card. Like, if any of you would be willing to weigh in and going, no matter which card we pick, is it the same card? I would love to see it. Even if it's just a 1-word comment, I will know what it means. Or just being such and such card. Because I wonder if it matters at all in these scenes.
Same card or not same card.
Yeah, same
That's
card,
really
not
easy,
same card.
because then, like, if it's spoilers for somebody.
Oh.
Oh, yep, see? Did it look like this? A goat-headed devil. A powerful archetype.
It definitely wasn't snakes on it. And it's Faust and Banana Faust.
This is Faust and Banana Faust.
Banana! I couldn't wait for it, yes.
Yes.
Banana!
That's so good.
No, it didn't look like that because it didn't have the long ears or more horns, so it's good of makeup. But, kind of. Also, I haven't seen the devil in person, but later I'm going to ask why Asra rendered him nude. When you always see him in close. Asra, how exactly did you acquire
naked?
the different arcana for the deck? You see, I had to seduce them all. So then you rendered them naked because you had seen them that way? You subdued them when you seduced them, so they were then naked for you to render them. Asra gets around.
Wow.
Man, he gets around.
He's skillful.
Okay, but can you imagine, though, like, basically a mature card captor Secura, and instead of, like, a hammer, you have to seduce them?
I swear, I've heard of a game like that.
This is the Triple X version.
This is the Triple X version of Pokemon, kind of thing.
This is the hentai version of card captor Secura. It's fine.
It's fine.
All right.
A powerful archetype. The goat has a terrifying tenacity, always pushing their own limits.
You didn't let me answer the question. That's okay.
It's okay, I'm rhetorical, be careful. And when one sees another reach new heights, it is compelled to surpass them, for better or worse.
So it needs to have, like, the last word and be the most important.
Yes.
Maybe it's kind of a bigot.
Anything you can be racist about, I'll be racist better.
I'll be racist more.
Oh, God.
I will discriminate harder.
Yes! Those are the traits that Asra associated with the devil card when he made this deck.
Question. Okay, so someone mentioned that a lot of times when method acting makes the news, it's because someone's being horrible. They're being an awful ass person while they're method acting, and they're just basically playing it off. And I'm not going to call names here because I don't care. I say, but I've heard it lots of times where they're like, this person got so deep in character, they were an asshole on set, they were horrible to people around them, they did terrible stuff. And the thing is, it's going. Someone mentioned on Tumblr, one of my favorite places for finding all commentary, is when they were just like, why don't you ever hear about someone who's playing a nice, wonderful, just ray of sunshine as a character, who just is method acting and is so deep in character that everyone's like, they were the sweetest, most wonderful, gentle thing ever. And you're just like, I'm so deep in character right now, I love the whole world. Just everyone is beautiful, I don't care.
See,
and going immediately with the card, we go, you will try and best you at everything. Can he best me at being nice? Can he best me at being kind and generous and gentle? Can he try and be better at me at being good and helpful?
Yes.
I'm going to go and donate equivalent of $1 billion
Yep.
to specifically end homelessness in Prakra, because, you know, the depression. And is he going to donate more to be bigger and better than me?
Yeah.
I need to know.
I need to.
It's very important. Asra, we need to do a fundraiser immediately. He will match our donations and increase them.
Perfect!
All right.
When he made this deck.
When you say those are what you associated with him, do you mean those are the 2 traits you notice most? That's what he's like in bed.
Those were also the traits Lucio identified with the most.
Identified with and associated with. But also, again, is that what the devil is like in bed?
Who knows? The thing is that I find that to be very funny because that does actually call into question because everybody keeps going, oh yes, the devil card, the worst fucking card, at least in this story. But I'm also like, as you've pointed out, it's like, what if you were the nicest person ever? Why is it always negative? Why is everybody always just like, it's awful, it's terrible? You're like, there's lots of good things in the world, so Lucio would be like, yeah, I'm gonna be gooder than all the goodest! Like, that's...
And badder than all the badders, but only whichever was in front of me.
Yeah, pretty much. But in this case, I guess only everyone was just bad, which is weird.
Well, interestingly, it doesn't say...
Oh, does that mean inherently that the entire system is actually corrupt and we are correct, that the system is not being addressed at all? Like the thing of the parents going, we were so embarrassed, we just didn't come here to do anything about our problems. We couldn't talk about it in court because the whole situation was awful.
In Nadia's route, it was very interesting because she is presiding over a place that has been, as far as like ruling and royalty, has been delegated to a proxy for several years, and has fallen completely apart due to plague and poverty and lack of leadership and such like that. And her parents, little spoiler, when you meet them at the end, not a huge spoiler because it's like, oh, you meet her parents in that route. As I say, they really are like, we didn't interact at all, even as we saw this kingdom fucking falling apart. It was kind of the embarrassment, or this
yeah,
city.
they were like,
it was the embarrassment of our kingdom
court.
or our empire.
They kept like,
but we never interacted because just don't look at Prakra.
Yeah, no, not Prakra.
Sorry, don't look at Vesuvia. Don't look at Vesuvia. Ew.
Yeah, like, I find that to be very funny because that, to me, again, just means that basically your monarchy is useless, your whole system is actually crap, and whatever then Lucio was identifying with is exactly what all the problems were.
Now, the thing is, what I'm going to say here is, it's interesting because those are the traits that Lucio identified with most. So Lucio not only detected them, but also was like, I kin these things. But Asra's like, I'm going to describe you with these things as I detect them. But those are extremely limited things. It doesn't say that's what the devil is.
Nope.
It just says that's what he kinned and that's what he used to describe.
Yes.
So the devil could be far more complex than that. The whole edginess of holding the chains, though, like basically they're wrapped around snakes, is very entertaining to me. I'm like, Asra, what were you looking at?
I don't know.
Because you have the snakes coming back in on the side and the chains go around them.
Yeah, I don't know how far, though. I wish I could actually, like, remove...
See the whole card?
Yeah,
yeah. The magician line is really... If you see that the censor line can't be removed. He did paint him nude.
Oh, I guess we should have pepped one of the cards up there.
Right! Shit! I should have done a higher one so we could see more nude goat.
Because I'm assuming, honestly, that all the cards are the same. Like, genuinely.
Yeah, if anyone didn't get the devil, I would love to hear it.
Because as far as also I can tell, so when we've actually gone through to try to figure out where paid scenes begin and end, so we have another copy of the game on another device, it's been interesting sometimes to go back when you're sort of tapping through things and you just go, oh, it's the same card no matter where you are.
Yeah, and so it's not really a choice.
Yeah.
Unless there's basically an RNG engine that allows
it's a plot device is what it is. It's like, here's a cute little setup, but we need this particular beat to happen for the plot to move forward. Because if you pick something else...
Then why have you click it? Why not just, they show me the devil card? It is pulled from the deck.
Because there's only two
endings.
It
feels like you have more agency even though you don't?
Just because there's only two endings? I don't know.
Like, then maybe there should be two cards.
Right.
Okay. With the most.
The most. We measure Arcana are archetypes, forms of pure and ancient energy in the human subconscious.
Kohai's hand goes into the air really hard. Just whoop! Are there minor Arcana? If you're major, are there minor?
Where are the minors?
Are there other designations? Are there like master? Are there divine? Are there like subjugated? If you are major, there's not only minor, but there's like maybe other ranks.
Right.
I don't remember ranks right now because they're not used very often. But I've heard Asra mention ranks in like militaries and stuff.
Are they Colonel Arcana?
Yeah, maybe.
Are they General Arcana?
Captain Arcana, General Arcana, Commander Arcana. But minor Arcana?
The human subconscious. You may not know me well yet, Kohai, but we speak often, don't we?
So you are suggesting we will get to know each other well?
Intimately.
I mean, you are really sort of just pouring your gaze at me, saying.
A lot.
Yes.
The more we communicate, the more familiar you will become with my character.
Will you also get to know me? Because you said that I was new to you. You not get to listen
Did
to
he
me as
say
well?
that, did they say that, or did Asra say it? I think Asra said they.
New blood, but I think they were something like, I haven't seen you, or there was some indication of you're new here, or you are here suddenly, like you haven't been here before. I thought.
Yeah, I think
I might have filled that in, but that's okay.
It's okay. We
All
forget
right.
things because
Character.
it happens.
Also, there's this really interesting memory phenomenon where if you relate something to something else, you sometimes remember it as the related thing rather than what you actually read.
Yes, exactly.
And it's very common, but it's also very healthy, where in general, that's a memory system working well in your brain because it's going, you're relating it to something you know, so you remember the function of it, even if it's not the exact thing of it.
Yeah.
And the thing is remembering the function of something, like I remember that's poisonous, and they're going, well, actually, it's venomous. You're going, I remember you're not supposed to touch it.
Right.
Or let it touch you.
Or interact
Good.
with it.
Done. Yeah. And so I remember it's dangerous. Oh, I said harmful. But it's
It's still the same thing.
I will be careful around it.
Yes.
So related words work just fine in most cases, but sometimes when you're trying to figure out exactly what an author meant, a related word doesn't work as well.
Yes.
There we go.
And then you'll know me from an imposter taking on my shape. Taking shapes is easy magic.
So you see, I won't be looking for the way you look. We're looking for the way you feel.
You've got
I see. God, I am a little bit flustered. Why do you... I guess Asra is a little like you, so you are a little like Asra? Maybe I have a type. It's not just him, it's a type. I'm a little...
Except that I think the magician is
It's a bit much.
flirtier than Asra is, honestly.
Asra can be pretty fucking flirty, just
That's
not
true.
with us.
I know! He's like, I will be cute and kawaii with you, but everybody else are gonna be like, hey, baby.
I'm gonna be like sexy, manipulative, flirty.
Yeah, which is...
Uh-huh.
Okay, question. Why is that not a part of us? Is it because Asra then is posing? But I thought that that's a part... So that's the thing that I just don't understand in regards to his character. If that's like one of the big things that he basically automatically goes for or does fairly frequently with other people, why aren't you basically in that
Why aren't we
vein?
mimicking that to some degree?
Yeah.
Again, it could be we don't see him talk to people very often because we don't see people very often.
Mm-hmm.
And also it could be that it's a thing that we don't mimic because he doesn't do it to us, and we want to behave towards him the way he behaves towards us. And we don't talk to many people in here.
Yeah, that's
Even
true.
his entire route, we don't talk to many people that aren't Asra.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's
I mean, that happens in all the routes, like,
Yeah.
which is, in my opinion, a problem. But anyway,
a plume of vibrant blue smoke.
in a plume.
Oh, sorry. In a plume of vibrant blue smoke, the magician transforms.
And we'll have to see what he transforms into.
What they transform into?
Or they.
He,
yeah.
they, whatever.
I'm not actually sure.
What's
they? I
the
think they have mostly
magician
used they.
transforms into
In
the next one.
Hey! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us.
Yes.
If you like what we do, please feel free to
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
Sharing the videos also has done a lot, so please continue to do that. It's great to see new people around here. We appreciate the interaction. Please also have a good one, and feel free to check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch. There are links below. And I have been Scandal.
And if you ever want to know what we're doing on our Twitch, because we play a lot of different kinds of games and do like different events and activities sometimes, you can see that on our
Oh my
Twitter.
gosh, you guys!
What?
So Liza's birthday is coming up. I completely forgot. And if you want to see
you're
Liza
watching
play a game,
I say, if you're watching this right when it comes out, my birthday's coming up. Otherwise, it's over.
So it's going to be on the 16th
Uh-huh.
of July.
Yes.
So if you want to come along, we are going to play a casual, filthy casual game from Big Fish Games, or at least it was originally, I guess, published there, because that's where my friend found it.
We're probably going to make a separate tiny little video promoting it, because a lot of people will watch shorter videos.
Yes. But it's about, it's called the
Mystery
of Mortlake Mansion. Yes. So we're
It's a
going to
hidden
play...
object puzzler.
Yes, and it's going to be great. We're going to play the entire thing for Liza's birthday. It'll be awesome. We hope
so
you
excited.
join us. And yeah, I said I already had been Scandal, and I forgot.
I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!